What you're about to hear is my review of the 2018 comedy film Tag. Hope you enjoy. So, some context for this film called Tag. Tag is a comedy about a group of 5 friends who've been playing the same game of tag for 30 years every May. Now, it's loosely based off a true story, however the characters are fictitious, and in real life there are actually 10 men who have been doing this, and not for quite as long. Plus, in real life they do it in February. So in the film, one of the members of this friend group who have been playing tag for 30 years every May, Jeremy Renner, his character is called Jerry, he's never been tagged and announces that he'll be retiring for the game at the end of the month. So the other 4 friends, Ed Helms, who plays Hoagie, John Hamm, who plays Bob, Jake Johnson, who plays Randy, and Hannibal Buress, who plays Kevin, team up to try and tag Jerry one last time because it's never been done and they want to do it before he retires. So, my thoughts on this film. This film is very funny. It doesn't make you constantly laugh out loud, but there are some really funny moments in it, and it's a well-made comedy. The acting's pretty good too. You do get the sense that these guys have been friends for a very long time, and it's kind of nice to reminisce with them about their past and see the bond they've created through a monthly game of tag, which is a weird concept, but the fact that a group of 10 men actually do this every February is pretty funny, and is something I would happily do. There's actually a heartfelt moment at the end, and it actually works pretty well. I remember on first viewing, I was actually sceptical and trying to figure out whether this heartfelt moment was real or whether it was just part of the game to catch Jerry. But it's not, and it's well done in my opinion. The characters are good, they're all very different, and so it's interesting to see how they all interact. For example, John Hamm's character, he's grown up to be this very successful businessman, whereas Jake Johnson's character is kind of at the other end of the spectrum, and he doesn't really have much going for him. So it's interesting to see them interact as well as the others. I also really liked Ed Helms' character, probably because it doesn't really differ from any other Ed Helms character he's ever played. It's very similar to Andy in The Office, but he's a good actor, he's funny, he's enjoyable, and it's just fun to watch. And that's what this film really is. It's just a fun, enjoyable comedy to watch about this group of friends who have bonded and stayed friends for 30 years because they play a game of tag every year. And some of the scenarios are great. There's one scenario where Ed Helms' character dresses up as an old lady in a shop so that he can jump out at Jerry and tag him. And these are based on so even though the film's loosely based on a true story, this actually happens. At the end of the film, in the credits, they show you clips of this real-life people that would do this. And in one of the clips, one of the people dresses up in an old lady costume, creeps behind one of the others and tags them. And it's just funny things like that. It's just enjoyable and it's just fun to watch. Sometimes it can become quite dark humour and stray away from the realistic element. For example, there were quite a few times when the characters in real life would have been severely injured, broken their bones, or even died, but in the film they seem to recover pretty quickly from falling off buildings, etc. But again, it's a funny comedy. You know, it depends how much realism you're expecting when you go into it. The humour can sometimes be kind of crude, as you can tell from the trailer that I tried to play a minute ago, but it's not always like that. So it doesn't spoil the film completely, and sometimes it is a pretty funny film. So overall, I wasn't actually sure what to give this out of 5. Most reviewers give it a 3 out of 5, and I was tempted to do that, but when I was watching it, I kind of realised it fulfills its purpose as a comedy, and it's what you expect. If you're going into it expecting a fun, funny comedy that you can sit and enjoy, then that's what you expect, and that's what you're going to get. However, is it the best film in the world? No. It's not a 5-star film. Maybe not even a 4-star. I'm kind of unsure because I did enjoy it quite a bit, and it's just a funny idea. So I think overall what I'm going to give it is a 3.5 out of 5, maybe leaning towards a 4. It's kind of in between those two. I know that's only a 0.5 gap, but yeah, 3.5 or a 4. It's in between those two because it's a funny film. You get what you expect when you watch it, and it's pretty good. You can watch it on Now TV through Sky Cinema, or just watch it on Sky Cinema, but I think when I was watching it, it only has something like 10 days left on there, 12 days, something like that. So if you want to catch it through those services, you'll have to watch it within sort of the next week or so. But obviously you can just buy it or rent it like you can pretty much every film. But if you can do that, be careful not to buy/rent the Asian film of the same name, because that looks completely different and looks a little bit more like a horror film. And this is not a horror film by any means. But anyway, Tag, I'm going to give it a 3.5, between a 3.5 and a 4 out of 5, because it's funny, it's enjoyable, and it's just a good comedy to watch. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you want to hear more reviews, impressions, chats, just generally entertainment, then tune into Isolation Radio at 3 p.m. every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at the link shown on screen, and check out some of the other videos available on the YouTube channel.